cues, and you're trained to write down cues and file complete and accurate reports.
That's correct.
Yet there's nothing about this turning business anywhere in your report. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, let's go back to some driving cues about drunk drivers. Accelerating or decelerating for no apparent reason. Do you have that cue in your report?
It'd be the acceleration, the 81.
You don't. You don't have accelerating or decelerating for no apparent reason in your report.
Not decelerating.
No. Or accelerating. You said he was going 81 constant, correct?
Correct.
That's not accelerating. Varying speed. Is that in your report?
No.
Slow speed. Is that in your report?
No.
Driving in opposing lanes or the wrong way?
No.
Slow response to traffic signals. Anywhere in your report?
No.
Okay. We're about 220. Slow or failure to respond to an officer. Is that in your report?
No, again, with regard to the left turn.
No, it's fine. Stopping in the lane for no reason. Is that in your report?
No.
Driving without headlights at night. Is that in your report?
No.
As an independent observer, did you observe him following too closely?
No.
Improper or unsafe lane change?
No.
Illegal or improper turn?
No.
Driver driving on other than a designated roadway?
No.
Stopping inappropriately in response to an officer?
No.
Inappropriate or unusual behavior?
No.
Okay. And my client was cooperative the entire time, was he not?
That's correct.
Did you notice drifting during turn or curve?
No.
Did you notice trouble with dismount?
No.
Did you notice trouble with balance and stop? Did you note it in your report?
Balance and stop, like?
Trouble with balance and stop. That's what you guys call it. I'll show it to you. Trouble with balance at a stop.
Oh, with regard to unsteady gait, no.
Okay. Turning. I don't know what that means. Inattentive to surroundings.
Other than my visibility?
In your report?
No.
No. Okay. Inappropriate or unusual behavior, crying or dropping an object, urinating at the roadside, disorderly conduct, etc. Any of that?
No.
Okay. So of all these cues, none of these are in your report, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now they also have those were the excellent cues. We'll move on to the good cues. Erratic movements while going straight.
No.
Okay. And then there's no running a stop sign, evasion, and so forth. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now let's talk about some other cues that may or may not be in your report. Provides incorrect information, changes answers. Any of that in your report?
No.
Okay. As an independent observer, did you independently observe difficulty with vehicle control?
No.
Difficulty exiting vehicles. Is that in your report?
No.
Fumbling with requested documents. Is that in your report?
No.
Repeating questions or comments. Is that in your report?
No.
So of all these cues, I have about 20 more we can do, but we can just stop here. Of all these cues, none of those are in your report, correct?
That's correct.
The only one or two, some of which you took back that are in the report, those were the only cues you found out of all the ones listed in the official California Highway Patrol DUI enforcement manual. Yes or true?
That's
a fair question. It's yes or no.
I understand. I understand.
Thank you. All right. So now let's talk about these field sobriety tests.
Sure.
I remember you saying something like, these aren't pass or fail.
Correct.
Now that's pursuant to the official DUI enforcement manual. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Nobody passes or fails field sobriety tests, correct?
They're not pass or fail. That's correct.
Thank you. So my client did not fail any field sobriety test, correct?
It's not a pass or fail test. That's correct.
Okay. My client did not fail any field sobriety test, correct?
I believe that question's incorrect, the way you're asking it.
Okay. Could he fail any test you gave him pursuant to the official DUI enforcement manual of the California Highway Patrol?
You're emphasizing fail when it's not a pass or fail test.
Exactly. So you can't fail it, correct? If it's not a pass or fail test.
That's correct.
Okay. And you also gave him a test that he can't pass, correct? He can't pass it because it's not pass or fail. So he can't pass.
They're just observations. That's
right. So he cannot pass, correct?
I think it's neither. That's.
If you can't pass a test, if it's not pass or fail, how do you pass it?
It's not either or.
Okay. All righty. And now, 150 DUI stops, 150 DUI arrests. Did you get an award for that?
No.
No?
No. You have to have one for an award. You have to have within 1 year over 100. But if it's over, I mean, you're asking over the course of the time that I've been employed.
Okay. But so everybody who runs across you goes to jail pretty much for DUI. 150 out of 150? I mean, nobody really does not get arrested once they come across you, correct?
If I'm indirectly involved with my partner's DUI, that's
so if you're somehow far away, they won't get arrested. But 150 for 150, someone runs across you, they're going to get arrested, correct? Or that's at least been the pattern. 100%.
That's correct.
Is that pretty spectacular, would you say?
No.
No? That's common?
Over 100 within 1 year, that would be spectacular.
Okay, but you're only 150 per 150. Perfection's not that spectacular, just if it was in 1 year.
Over 2 years and 7 months, that's kind of the average.
Okay. Now, you're talking about this test where my client does the one-leg stand, correct?
That's correct.
And you said hands this way, and you said he did not put his foot down. He actually held it.
That's correct.
Okay. And according to the official DUI enforcement manual, people impaired typically can't hold it for that long. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Then you talked about my client swaying. Do you know what the error is or average is for people who are standing and counting 30 seconds? What the average is for swaying? What the average is normally?
No.
Do you know that it actually tells you to look for excessive swaying as opposed to just 2 inches like my client?
That's correct.
Now on a Romberg test, you asked him to estimate 30 seconds. He estimated 23 seconds, isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Now 23 seconds is an indicative of a sped up internal clock, isn't it?
That's correct.
Which is an indicative of a drug like speed, not a depressant like alcohol, correct?
That's correct.
Correct. So people under the influence of alcohol, those people sometimes go 90 seconds and you have to say, hold on, it's been like an hour.
On the extreme.
Now,
yes,
correct?
On the extreme, yes.
Right. On the extreme. So in fact, my client showed the opposite signs of alcohol intoxication on a Romberg test, correct?
With regard to the time, perhaps, yes.
Well, the Romberg test generally measures time. Does it measure something else?
Well, the swaying, the visibility of the swaying.
Okay, but we're talking about 2 inches there, correct?
Well, anything greater than that, somebody's going to fall over. 2 inches from center, they're going to tip over. Okay. Now, on the walk and turn, you said my client missed heel to toe by 1.5 inches? No, half inch. Half inch? Where is that in your report? Can I reference a report? You're not going to find it, but you can reference it. It's been over 2 months, so I'm not going to recall what's in there. Okay, yeah, it's not in there. But you testified to that on direct examination. Do you recall that? Yes. Okay, thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, redirect.